All right, welcome back, you beautiful people. Now, E3 is tomorrow. I mean, we could finally say that. And, other than actually getting our hands on these games and playing them, E3 is the most exciting time of the year for us. It really is. And, surprise game announcements, games that we never would have thought existed, or games that get resurrected from the dead. Suddenly get announced, and that's what E3 is all about. Those surprises, those games that we've been anticipating for years and months, finally get some gameplay or a story trailer or something, and that's what really just makes me feel the way I do about E3. And of course, with E3 comes live E3 press conference reactions from myself, and you should expect one for Bethesda, for EA, for Sony, for Microsoft, for Ubisoft. Nintendo is doing their own thing, and they copyright every single video that goes on their site that's about their game. So I probably won't do one for that, but if there's a Zelda trailer, maybe I'll make a video and talk about it, all right? Because, I'm stupidly excited about that game. So, PC Gaming Show will most likely not get a live reaction because it went a little long last year, and I need that chunk in time to kind of upload videos and stuff. So I probably won't do a live reaction to the PC Gaming Show, but I will react to a certain trailer. Star Citizen comes to mind. There's some indie stuff there as well. So I will absolutely try to cover as many bases as I can. So expect a lot of videos on my channel coming in the next couple of days. And of course, with E3 comes top 10 most anticipated lists. And this one is top 10 before E3. And then I will make a more robust video with gameplay and all of that stuff after E3 as well. And this one will be more casual, okay? This one will be more of just me talking and going through the list. All right, so what's interesting about this and what's fun about this is that you guys can put your top 10 list in the comments and put one for the after E3 one as well, and see what changed, see what got announced, what made you bump games out of the top 10 to make room for others. And that's what I really want to see. That's what I really want to discuss. And yes, lists are dumb. Lists are corny, stupid. But, people do brackets for certain things, basketball, sports, whatever. And people make top 10 lists for a lot of stuff. And, E3, I think, is a perfect opportunity to kind of gauge how excited we are for certain games. And again, if a game doesn't make my top 10 list, doesn't mean I'm not ridiculously excited. If a game doesn't make my top 20 list, doesn't mean I'm not excited about it. It just means that I'm probably a little more excited about others. But because I play all these games, because I love gaming so much, I'm so excited about so many. So if you disagree with me, put it in the comments. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be that type of conversation. That, how did you not put this on the top 5? Like, it doesn't have to be that type of conversation. So your list will probably be very different from mine, and that's okay. Okay, so I'm just going to go through my 20 through 11 list really quick. I'm just going to go through them. At number 20, Kingdom Hearts 3. Okay, number 19, No Man's Sky. Yes, number 19, No Man's Sky. 18, Deus Ex Mankind Divided. And number 17, Telltale's The Walking Dead Season 3. At number 16, Persona 5. At number 15, For Honor. At number 14, South Park, The Fractured Butthole. At number 13, it's weird saying that. At number 13, Tom Clancy's Wildlands. At number 12, Gears of War 4. At number 11, Mafia 3. Now, Mafia 3 was originally in my top 10, but something happened. A game showed off a certain element of their game, and I suddenly decided, you know what, Cuphead, I'm stupid. I'm just so ridiculously excited about it now, because it just solved all the issues I had with it before. And that game, of course, number 10, Cuphead. And Cuphead is one of those games that, at first, the art style looked gorgeous. The world looked really interesting. I want to know more about that main character that's basically a cup with a straw coming out of it, I think. I don't know. At least that's a picture I have in my head. But just the art style is really something that just drew my attention from the beginning. And apparently this game's incredibly difficult. And the thing that made me put it in the top 10 is they have levels now, and they have platforming now. Yes, they had platforming, but in the boss battles themselves. The game was just a bunch of boss battles, and I just felt like, if they created a traditional 2D platformer where you start off a level and you progress through that level and it gets a little more difficult, and then you finally get to the boss battle, those type of games are that much more rewarding when you finally get there. If it's just a game with just a bunch of boss battles, then you get to a point where it just gets a little like, okay, these battles don't have any weight to them. And putting a level in beforehand and getting this Mario kind of progression, then that creates a really, really fun game. I mean, games in the 90s did it all the time. I mean, all the Mario games, you could even point to Mega Man. I mean, those games really, really took advantage of that kind of progression. And I just, something about Cuphead, man. Top 10, I had to put it. Number 9, Battlefield 1. I mean, World War I setting. A lot of games haven't been doing that lately, and if at all. I mean, beforehand, they were just doing it for World War II, but Battlefield 1 is finally going to get some interesting gameplay, and I can't wait to see it because the game looks so gorgeous, and Frostbite is an engine that is just on another level in terms of its graphical fidelity, in terms of what it's able to do at certain frame rates. It's just, I'm so glad that EA decided to disperse that and make all their studios do it. So Battlefield 1, World War I setting, the fact that it has a single-player campaign, had to put in my top 10 list. Number 8, Dishonored 2. Dishonored 2, I mean, what can I really say? The first Dishonored, one of the best games of the year when it came out. Arcane Studios slowly creeping up into people's top 10 studios lists. I mean, they're really just on another level in terms of giving you options as a player. Yes, it has stealth mechanics, but the game, as far as what I've seen from screenshots, Dishonored 2 looks to be incredibly beautiful, and the world is really, really interesting. Has really cool, like, character animations. It's just on another level in terms of its detail and creativity, and Arcane is just really, really outdoing themselves, hopefully this time around. So can't wait to see gameplay at the Bethesda conference. Number 7, Final Fantasy 15. Ever since Versus 13, it's been a long time. Now we have the Uncovered event. They're going all out with Final Fantasy 15 in terms of the cinematic film, in terms of the animations, in terms of the open world is probably one of the most detailed in terms of and creative I've ever seen. If you guys haven't seen yet, go see the environmental trailer. I mean, the detail in the creativity put into the landscapes and the buildings is just it's a unique, one of a kind type of world, and I can't wait to play. My only question is really that character kind of dynamic between those buddies and going on this road trip. I just hope it has true Final Fantasy weight to it. Number 6, Mass Effect Andromeda, Western RPG. Going to be a massive game. I can't wait to see how big they go with this. And again, another game that's probably running on a fantastic engine because it's EA. And I can't wait to see what they have in store this time around in terms of how big they go. I want to see how big they go, not only in terms of like how many explorable spaces you can take, but really how deep the story is, and how I really want them to do something innovative with Mass Effect Andromeda, and I just hope they do that. So, number 5, Final Fantasy VII Remake. When this got announced, you guys saw my reaction. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was a freaking, movie trailer or something. I just didn't even think it was an actual game. When suddenly the remake stuff came across the screen, I was like, you know what, this game's probably like 5 years out, so I can't put it in my top anticipated list. Maybe next year, and now look at it. It's a number 5 now. We saw some gameplay. The game is real. The only reason why this game isn't higher is because they're going to be releasing it in parts, so I'm a little disappointed in that. All right, for The Last Guardian. I mean, if you played Shadow of the Colossus, you know why I put this on my list. It makes you question gameplay mechanics in the way that no game has ever done before. That rabbit, dog thing, cat, I don't even know, but it looks interesting. It's probably going to die, but I expect The Last Guardian, because we've been waiting for it for so long, to have an emotional resonance on me from the beginning to end, and it's going to be one of those experiences that most likely is going to be memorable. So I can't wait to get my hands on that game. Number 4, I just felt like it deserved a high spot. 3, Cyberpunk 2077, probably years and years and years out. Really, really, I mean, I don't even know how many years out, but I felt like I had to put it on the list. Didn't put it last year, but again, Witcher 3, absolutely loved it. I just want you to think about this, and this is the reason why I'm most anticipated. It's one of my most anticipated games. The Witcher 3 was wide. It was massive in terms of how large that open world was. Imagine Cyberpunk 2077, massive in height. Being able to jump on an elevator and go to a certain level of a building, and suddenly you're in a nightclub, or and then another level there's a restaurant, and you could just relax there and talk with people and explore the environment. I want those type of experiences, but with great side quests, with story stuff attached to it, and a main story that is gravitating. Hopefully the main character is awesome. And that's how I feel about Cyberpunk 2077. 2, Horizon Zero Dawn. You saw the trailer a couple days ago. I mean, it was incredible. It really was. I mean, some people might look at it and be like, Robo Dinos. I mean, what the fuck is that? I'm not excited about that at all. But I will say the gameplay looks fantastic. The world looks beautiful. It's a Sony first-party game made by a developer that has proven themselves to make quality games, no matter how you feel about them. Especially their last one. I thought Shadowfall was probably their best Killzone game. And I want to see how they are able to really create an open world that stacks up to all the other ones, because they're taking on a new challenge, and that's an open world environment. They've been hiring people from The Witcher, and hopefully they can create a story that's interesting, an open world that makes sense and detailed, and just, I want the epicness that Horizon Zero Dawn seems to be offering us. And number one, of course, is The Legend of Zelda. Now, apparently not for the Wii U anymore. Definitely going to be coming out on the NX. I can't wait for that game. The Legend of Zelda deserves respect, because Zelda has been a franchise that's been around for a very long time, and if you've been playing all their games, you know how good their gameplay is, you know how good just their worlds are, and you know how great just the moment-to-moment stuff is, and their dungeons and puzzles, and it's just incredible gameplay all the way around. They introduce so much stuff, and it really is a game that it can't really be compared to anything else. So the fact that we're getting our very first HD version of an open world Zelda game is exciting, and I personally can't wait to see. You'll definitely make a video, even if I don't show actual gameplay. I will definitely make a video on The Legend of Zelda and what they show, and I had to put it at my number one. It is, if you're a gamer that's been playing Zelda games for this long, and the fact that an HD version of an open world game is coming out, I hopefully, they take their time with it and make it as good as it could possibly be. So that's my top 10 most anticipated before E3. Put your lists in the comments, and personally, I can't wait to see what you guys think and what you guys are saying, what your top 10 list. We can compare, talk about it, and if you guys disagree with my top 10, then let me know as well. If you guys like me, you know what to do. If you guys hate me, you know what to do, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.